What a delight to be with you today. This is Pastor Gabriel Swaggart, and welcome to these daily video blogs. And I just pray that these daily video blogs are a blessing, and I pray that you're able to glean something from these little 10-minute videos that I really believe that the Lord has laid upon my heart to do these. 10 minutes it's not a long time, but it's not exactly a short time either. The reason why I do 10 minutes is because I think anything more than that can be a little bit too long. And the way that I look at it is, I normally don't have time to watch a video that's 30 minutes, plus in length. I normally don't have the time to watch a video, that's about 20 minutes. If it's on like YouTube, if somebody sends me something, but if it's between 5 and 10 minutes, normally I have that, and that's about my attention span. So I felt 10 minutes would be justified and appropriate time to do and to teach. And so we're going to be picking up our study once again in the book of James. This is the first chapter of James. And I'm just going to read verses 2, 3, and 4 again, and then we'll continue verses 5, 6, 7, and 8 at a later time. James would write and say, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing." We dealt with, on our last video blog, Count It All Joy, the subject matter of count it all joy. And let me just say this before I move on to this. We are commanded to count it all joy. And the reason is because God is working in us. He is perfecting us. He is strengthening us. And the fact is that we can count it all joy knowing that we're going to be better when we get through that problem than we were before we went through that problem. So we have to understand and take that into account. James is saying, count it all joy. And the reason why we are to count it all joy, because he said this, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works patience. Now let's look at this for a moment. First of all, I want to look at this word knowing this, those two words, knowing this. This is something, and it's very important. And it's basically saying that you have to understand, you count it all joy because you know that the trying of your patience or the trying of your faith will work patience. He's saying it's going to happen. The trials are going to come. But you count it all joy because you know of what's taking place. You know what's happening. That the trying of your faith works patience. Now let's look at this for a moment. I want to say it again, as I said it last time, and you're going to hear me say this quite often. But we have to make sure that we understand and you understand what's being said. This is something that had to be made real to me. I've heard this any number of times, but I had to learn this. And it had to be made real to me, and that's this. All faith must be tested. It must be tried. All faith. All faith must be tried. It has to be tried. It has to be tested to be proven to be genuine. It has to be tested because the Lord, as He allows us to go through things, He does so to strengthen our faith. You see, as you've heard me say this, and allow me the time to say it this way, the testing and temptations are the same thing but coming at two different directions. God never tempts you. He tests you, and He tests you to strengthen your faith. The devil tempts you to destroy your faith. And God allows these things to happen to you for a reason. Number one, it is to teach us trust. It is to teach us dependence. But it's also to teach us that we're not as holy as we think we are. That I'm not as holy as I think I am. You're not as holy as you think you are. And God allows us to go through those things to keep us on our knees, to keep us seeking Him, to keep us praying, believing Him, to keep our faith anchored in Christ and the cross. So all faith must be tested. That has to be, you've got to understand that. That even if it's just a modicum of faith, that it has to be tested. Now, I want to look at this for a second right here. When I was studying this and preparing this and looking over my notes and everything, there was something that stood out to me that I want to bring out. He said that the trying of our faith works patience. Now, I want to look at this for a moment. Human beings, by nature, are impatient individuals. Look through yourself and realize and understand, and I think you will agree with me on this one. You are an impatient individual. I am an impatient individual. That when we want things done, we want things done now. And especially in the time in which we live, Christians have this idea that if things don't happen now, well then I'll move on to something else. God doesn't work that way. Whenever you go through something and you begin to ask God to bring you out, and He doesn't bring you out right then and there, most Christians, me included, if things don't happen in the way and the time that we want it to happen, the first thing that we do is begin to complain. We begin to murmur that it's not happening when we want it. Understand this, God is an on-time God. He may not come when you want it, but as the song says, He'll be there right on time. He's never early, He's never late, but He's always right on time. But we have it in our mindset, kind of like a drive-through, that instead of sitting down at a restaurant, ordering our food and being patient and waiting for the food to come, that we have it in our mindset that we have this fast food mentality when it comes to faith, that we have to pull around, we place our order, and then in a matter of seconds, we pull up to the window and God gives us our order. God doesn't work that way. We're all impatient individuals, and we want things to happen now. However, God allows us to go through things to try our faith because it helps us regarding patience. It grows our patience to wait on the Lord. The Old Testament said, those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up as wings like eagles, and they shall soar and not be weary. They shall run and not faint. So the Bible talks about patience, and that you have to understand when you go through the Old Testament and when you see Abraham, when God gave the word to Abraham that he was going to have a son, that he immediately put it in practice that he was going to do it then and there. But God was working in situations that things had to come about first before the realization of that promise was coming to fruition. That it took 20 years for Isaac to come. 20 years. But God said it would come. He wanted to do it then and there. And it turned out to be devastating. It's the same thing that happens with us. When God allows us to go through trials and tribulations, it's to work patience in us. It is to teach us trust and dependence, that we are to trust Him for everything, that we are to depend upon Him for everything. Not just for a few moments, or not just for this or that, but we are to remain on our knees, believing that whatever He's doing, that whatever He's trying to do, that it will come to fruition, that He will work it out, and that He will take out that which does not need to be and put in that which needs to be. So we have to understand that the trying of our faith works patience. It teaches us to depend on Him. That even though it may not happen now, that even though it may not happen in the moment that we think, but God is working something in us. He is developing something in us that takes time to come to fruition. It takes time to come about. So you have to understand that. Even though you're going through something now, and you've been praying that God will get you out of that situation at this present time, He's telling you, even at this moment, wait. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Wait, patience. Every Old Testament saint of God that went through something, it took time. The same is now, that when we go through something, there's going to be time. In essence, there's this. I like to say it this way. When God gives us a promise, there's always going to be a space between the giving of the promise and the realization of the promise. there's that time where God has to work in us to develop us, to take out things that does not need to be. Because for the most part, if God were to give us everything that we needed, we wouldn't be able to handle it. Now, that's a whole nother subject. But understand this, the trying of our faith works patience. It teaches us to trust Him, to depend on Him for everything. It's not easy, but it is absolutely necessary for us to grow. Now, I want to look at next time the message of the cross. I want to look at how that some people, when they come into faith regarding the message of the cross, they expect things to happen right then and there, and when it doesn't, their patience is tested. Let's put it that way. So stay tuned with us. We love you. God bless you. We'll see you next time in the Lord.